Yo, the countdown is real. We are 7 days away. August the 21st as of today in the recording of this video, and August the 28th, which will be exactly 7 days from now, next Thursday, Destiny Rising would officially be going global, and I hope you're ready for this as much as I'm ready for this, like I've said before in the past video. But in today's video, guys, I made you guys a promise last video that I made that I'll be trying to do another challenge, Singularity Chaos challenge with Yoder, of course. So I'm using Yoder, and I'm going to be doing this Singularity Chaos Trials of the Nine type of challenge, and the challenge is to not use any guns. So if that sounds interesting to you, then by all means, if you would like, smack that like, hit the sub if you are new to the content, new to the channel, and to be sure to hit that notification bell to stay updated when I drop more content. I got more content coming soon, so be sure you stay locked in and ready for when Destiny goes global. Destiny Rising goes global, and I got much more content that's loaded up and from the closed beta that's ready to go up until the day of dropping. So with that being said, though, let's go ahead and get kinetic. Okay, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking through this video. It is kind of lengthy, like 24 minutes or so long. So if you kind of like more long content, I guess, long version content, then hey, hopefully you do enjoy this. Drop me a comment, let me know what y'all think about this type of content, about this game. If you're as excited as I am excited, I've seen a few y'all are excited as I am excited. Also, shout out to my new subscribers. We now hit 550 subs on the road to 1,600 and then 1,000. You know, we're shooting all the way. But anyway, the way this works is that you start off with certain gifts, right? So you get certain gifts, certain, I guess you call them perks or buffs, right? Also, at the same time, some of these gifts can also serve as like a nerf. Now, when I originally did this, as you can see, I'm choosing between the two, where I want to go to normal or want to go to heroic. The heroic one is above my power level, right? I don't quite qualify, but I take it anyway because it's challenging. So upon taking this, though, you go through your gifts of the 9 and you search out which ones you like, because these, whatever you choose, is what you're going to be stuck with throughout this whole trial process. So the thing is to get something that's going to work for you. Now, at first, I don't know why I did what I did, but I chose, you know, basically to have the abilities instead of my weapons. I don't know. I thought it would be a good challenge at the time. Like, you know what? I can do this. I think I can do this. I hope I can do this. I'm going to try to do this. So I decided to choose what I chose, and at first I was like, why can't I use my guns at all? Then I thought about, like, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, I opted out of that option. So that's kind of how I got into this whole situation anyway, to begin with, to use it. So what I realized that some of the abilities or some of the gifts that I have is when the enemy hits me, they become damaged. Now, initially, it didn't dawn on me, right? Initially, I didn't know. I didn't really think of it or whatnot, exactly what was going on. It's like a certain type of effect that happens to them whenever they, you know, hit me or something like that. So it took me a minute to understand exactly what's going on. That's why it's really important to read your gifts and to read the perks or the buffs or the nerfs to what it is that you'll be choosing to do, because you might put yourself in a situation that's going to really mess you up. Now, in these trials, you're in a time limit as well to clear out each little area, each phase, or each zone. And if you know, what you will see in this video, that if you don't do it in a certain amount of time, it pretty much triggers almost like a sudden death type of thing, where the damage output that you take or damage you take becomes extremely high. For those who have played, you know, Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, playing against Oryx and whatnot, or Crota, at that certain phase, like if you don't kill them within a certain amount of time in raids, then, you know, you're gonna die really quickly. Either immediate instant team wipe, or you take extremely high damage. You can't even survive no more than like 1 or 2 attacks. So this kind of becomes one of those things. So in this, though, this video particularly, I'm kind of excited to show y'all more of Yoder's abilities. Like, you really get to see, because in this whole thing, I don't use any guns at all. Like, I don't even think I use my sword either. But the only thing that I use is my abilities. And just so happen because I'm using my abilities, then I make sure the gifts that I got, hey, the enemies, you know, when they attack me, they take damage. Now, as you move from like phase to phase throughout the trials or whatnot, in some instances you'll be given an ability, or you'll be given the chance to upgrade, or yeah, to basically upgrade the abilities that you already have, or the gifts. My bad, the gifts. To upgrade the gifts that you already have, right? So the gifts that you have, the perks that you have that you're able to choose from, you're able to upgrade those, or possibly switch out some of them as well. So this is something for people who like to do things that are challenging. I prefer a challenge sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. I like a good challenge. This is one of those things where, hey, you know, if you want to go in and try your luck, try your might, try your wits, try your endurance, then this is definitely something to go into and really like play around with. Now, as far as I can tell, you can do a PvE, just you solo PvE it, or you can also go in with a friend as well. Y'all can co-op it, I believe, as well. There are some that are co-opable. You go in there and co-op it, and y'all try to push through the way y'all can, best y'all can. Now, I'm not 100% sure that if you do this co-op wise, if the gifts that you're given, that your teammate is given the same choices, right? I don't know if y'all are able, y'all got to choose the same gifts, or you get to choose different gifts, you know, or they got a set and you got a set. It's two completely different sets. I don't know. That'd be something to really keep your eye on. That'd be something to really look out for when the game does drop globally, which I'm ready for. I hope you are too, but I'm definitely ready for it. So you see, I completed stage 3, and I'm just moving on through. Right now, I'm not really having a bad, you know, such a bad time, a hard challenge, and nothing like that. I know I said I wasn't going to talk much through this, but I might have changed my mind, okay? I might have changed my mind a little bit. Hopefully you're not annoyed by it, but I'm trying to explain things as they go. So I completed stage 3, and upon completing stage 3, you kind of come out to this room where there's boxes with gifts in it, or resources, things of that nature. And some of these things you can use, like, they are particularly tailored to Singularity Chaos or the Trials of the Nine. There are particular certain perks that you can put into like a skill tree that are particularly tailored to this game mode or game type. So as you go through Gifts of the Nine, right? So now you can go through it and see what else you want to change or what else you want to upgrade. You can upgrade different ones. So it's like if you want to call it, I guess, a pit stop rest area, you know, something like that. You can call it that. That's why I kind of see it as like a little pit stop. And you can change it, like, hey, do you want to go to normal mode, or you want to keep pushing in the direction you're pushing? So I continue to push heroic because that's the hardest difficulty for right now. From what it seems like, still that my power level isn't quite there. So I'm having a little bit of a harder time defeating the enemies because all the enemies, they pretty much are over my power level. they're higher up in power level than I am. So it becomes a bit more difficult to defeat. Can't just cheese it. And I'm sure there'll be builds we can put together when the game goes globally. We got more time to play with it, more time to figure things out. What heroes do best and what type of trials, what heroes do best and what game modes or whatever. With that comes with builds. So eventually we're going to be able to get the builds. I think that's going to be very interesting because as far as I can tell so far, it's going to be a little bit differently than what you might be used to if you're used to playing Destiny 1 or Destiny 2. The way you build on there is going to be a little bit different than here because they don't have classes for a Destiny Rising. There are no classes per se. There's just simply different legends or different heroes or different light bearers. They're not even called guardians yet. They're called light bearers. So that's something we got to kind of get used to, I guess, language wise. But right now, I'm just trying to basically get the enemies to hit me so that whenever they do hit me, it can help fill up my ability meters a little bit quicker. And as you can see, whenever I do get attacked or I throw my shield, you see I throw a shield quite often. I throw my shield quite often because what it does is they give me an overshield. The thing about the shield throw is that when you throw the shield, you have to call it back. If you don't call it back and it disappears, you miss that opportunity to get a piece of an overshield or get some of your overshield up. So make sure you throw it. When you do throw it, call it back so that you can get overshield. Because it's just the best way to do it. And as you can see, I got smacked. So this guy, you know, upset me a little bit. I'm like, dang it, you know. I kind of forgot to let the enemy hit me. But upon letting the enemy hit me, you got to be careful. Like I said, you got to be careful. just like it did when I did just like I showed you guys when I did the short, I believe it was. If you haven't checked out the short on Yoder yet, go check that out. But the short, I explained how you let the enemy hit you to fill up a rage meter, and the rage meter is going to give her increased damage output or whatnot. So you got to be careful though, because you don't want to die at the same time. Like, you don't. And as you can see, I get smoked again. Like, I got smoked twice in a row, like I think two or three times, but they kept getting me. And finally, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me figure out what it is that I might need to change or do or upgrade or whatever the case is. And you see these green arrows, this right here. These are like the little perks that are specifically tailored to this type of game mode. And you can autofill it, and what it does is it put the perks on your tree that are the best fit for you that you have in your inventory. Now, when the game goes globally, we can start getting into those more individually to see what they do and learn how to build from there. But the game you can do an automatic setup to where it automatically put the best things in there for you, so you ain't got to hurt your brain trying to figure things out like I did before I figured out I could do it automatically. But yeah, within this, like, you have to play with. I have to play a little bit differently because, like I said, I can't shoot. I can't swing my melee blade. I can't pull out my gun. You know, I don't have any guns. I can't pull out my gun. Can't swing my melee blade. The only thing I can do is rely solely upon my abilities. And once you use the ability, you gotta go through a cooldown. You know what I'm saying? So going through that cooldown is like you gotta be able to use certain abilities to give you time for the other ability to kick in. So I completed that, and that was pretty tough. I ain't gonna lie. That was working on my nerve. I ain't gonna lie. I almost rage quit when I first doing this. It's still closed beta, but I almost rage quit going through that because I was like, yo, I cannot beat this thing. Like, I can't. But I was determined. I was just determined. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this thing like make me quit. I'm going to keep pushing. So, like I said, if you like a challenge, then this is the type of game mode for you. If you don't like a challenge at all, and you don't want no type of challenge, then hey, I highly suggest don't come here, because this is for people who are borderline masochists. Okay, borderline masochists. I fall in that category sometimes when it comes to certain challenges in games. All right, I become a borderline masochist, a glutton for punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep coming back for more. Even when I play Call of Duty, I get smoked by a dadgum camper. I keep coming back. I keep getting smoked by the same camper. I keep coming back, or the team that keep putting me out. I keep coming back until somebody bites the dust besides me. Then I can peacefully go on about my business. So yeah, I tend to do that. But this game mode though is pretty cool. I like it. There's different stages to it, different phases to it. Trying to use Yoder in this particular way, like I said, because I can only take. My advantage is allowing people, or allowing the enemy, shall I say, to attack me, to inflict more damage upon them than I can do. Like, even though I can put damage on them, throwing my shield or slamming my ultimates or whatnot, different abilities to do damage to them, it does damage, but it doesn't nearly do as much damage. You can see it just stuns them with that. It doesn't do nearly as much damage to them though until they actually attack me, and I let them like shoot me or let them hit me or something like that. That way it does way more damage. Now I can use that for a stun. That's one of our stun abilities, and it kind of leaves them dazed for a little bit. If I had my gun or my SMG or something, if I'm able to do that, I'll throw a shield because I can't do nothing but throw the shield because the shields are part of the ability. So as you see the overshield though, the overshield is cranking up. She's putting out more damage when she's glowing like a purplish glow or whatnot. She's able to do more damage. The rage meter will fill up as well the more they attack me. So like the way I built this, I will say, seemed to work the best for what I was trying to do. The gifts that I have seem to work good with her because when you attack her, you give her a slight advantage. And that's just Yoder. Like, that's just part of her passive, I guess you would call it, passive abilities. That's part of her passive ability. So you throw the shield, you call the shield back, you get a little bit more overshield. If you pop a dome bubble, boop, you pop a dome bubble, then you also get like a little bit better shield. As you can see, boom, I get an overshield instantaneously when I pop that dome up. Instantaneously. And then she got an ability where she stuns them like that. So, you know, then I can throw the shield to get more overshield if any of my overshield goes away. Then the more they attack me, I get my rage meter filled. My rage meter fills up, and I throw my shield again. It actually does more damage. On top of that, while they're shooting me, they're taking more damage than they're putting out to me. So I ain't gonna lie, for the first time doing this and like kind of running through it, and resources, guys, resources. I cannot express that enough. Do things to get resources. You want a new hero? Go do activities. Get your resources, okay? Go grind some activities, get your resources. Of course, it's going to be whales. You know, people just want to pay to get the, get the roles, or pay to get, the heroes and get it out the way. I'm not knocking none of that, but for us free-to-play players, and I might spend a little bit of money on this. I'm not going to cap to you. I might spend a little bit of money, but even if I do spend a little bit of money to get like certain heroes out the way or whatnot, or to basically that's it, because you really can't spend a whole lot of money or nothing like that to get resources. But if you can spend money to get resources, spend money to get resources to put into something like leveling up your hero, or leveling up a weapon or something like that, or maybe cosmetics, getting like cosmetics or whatnot. Now those things are useful in PvE, but when it comes to PvP, you spend the money to get the higher weapon, or to get the get your hero buffed up power level wise. It's not going to do you any good. From what I know so far in PvP, everybody start out like a base level power level, and whatever gun you got is the gun you got, and if you're good with it, you're good with it. If you're not, you're not. Whatever abilities you got on your hero, that's what it is. So I think that's great. I think they should keep it that way and not allow people to buy their way to be able to beat other teams in PvP. So as long as they keep that in a PvE, I don't care. Spend away. Who cares? But for those who just want to grind out like me, I pretty much want to grind more than anything. Then yeah. So at this one though, I decided to just go, well, pretty much in the hardest difficulty I could. And while I'm in here, I forgot for a second, like, oh crap, I'm not in the, I'm not in heroic anymore. I think this is the master one. So I like went in, and mind you, I still don't have a gun. I still can't shoot. I still can't swing my blade around. I am literally at the mercy of the enemies attacking me, so that I could get the upper hand. Now the thing is that there's a time limit. There's a time limit, and Zer will let you know when it's about time for you to, for you to have to go. Either you do something to them, or we're finna make this an insta kill on you. So you want to be sure to get it done before that time limit hits, because when that time limit hits, like I said before, their attacks become way more powerful, and you might not withstand 1 or 2 attacks. Yeah, you might not be able to withstand 1 or 2 attacks. It'll be over. So yeah, so we're at stage 7 now, right? We got to complete it anyway. So we're going into like stage 8, and I want to say maybe it's 10 stages. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember exactly what it was or what it is, but going through this, and look at the, can we take a moment just to look at, which I should have said this earlier, I guess. So if you're still rocking with these thus far, yo, shout out to you. Shout out to you if you're still here with me right now. Listen to me go over these things, listen to me talk about the game and watching the content. I highly appreciate you. Please drop me a comment and let me know if you're still here. In 18 minutes, let me know you're still here. But can we just take a moment to kind of look at the scene as well, though? You know what I'm saying? The scenery as we go from like level to level, the graphics level. This is on mobile, yo. This is on mobile. From what I know, you better play also on PC with like BlueStacks or something like that, which would probably be cool. Probably get a little bit better graphics on that. Probably, I don't know. But with BlueStacks, you'll be able to download it on that. I'll probably play with my mobile phone, to be honest. I don't know if I'm playing them. I might play it on my PC with BlueStacks, but because it's a bigger screen, I don't know yet. I ain't made my mind up. But either way, it's all good. Look at the graphics. Just look at the graphics. Look at the effects. Look at the particles. Like, look at the bloom. I really like the way that they put this together. I really do. I think that they knocked it out the park. It's crazy, but it seemed like NetEase has done Destiny better than Bungie. Yeah, to be honest with you. So we're here at a boss fight at this point. Now, at this boss fight. It's hectic because it's a big giant shank or something, and it just wants me, wants me out of here. The bubble is good. I can attack within it to outside, but thing is, dealing with an enemy like this, he's gonna just drop inside my bubble. Like, doesn't help very much. So basically, you got to play it strategically. You got to move around, try to find head glitches, little spots like that. Remember, I still having to remember that, you know, every time they attack me, it's taking damage. It's taking damage, it's taking damage. So let them do more of the attacking so that I'll be able to absorb the damage, but then not let it get so low to where I end up, you know, get knocked out here, because I don't want that. I don't want that again. And it's crazy because this is actually a real challenge. Like, this is very challenging. I know looking at it, you might think, you know, oh, this looks pretty easy, pretty simple. If you do not choose your gifts correctly, find out what it is you're wanting to do when you go into this game. Find out what it is you want to do. Find out how you want to move through the different stages, right? How you want to move through the challenge, and select your gifts based off of that. Now, the gifts you have are going to be limited, you know, certain ones going to be random and whatnot, but look at the gifts you got and look at what you're trying to do, or how you're trying to do it, or how quickly you're trying to do it, or how challenging you're trying to make it, and then choose off of that. But just make sure, if you give yourself a handicap, give yourself some buffs, some type of advantages that make it even itself out. That's very, very important to do. Because if you don't, if you choose the wrong gifts that are conflicting, gifts that they don't really go hand in hand, or they don't really help you in any certain way, or you got more of a disadvantage than an advantage in the gifts you choose, then yeah, you're probably not going to make it very far. You're probably going to hate it. You probably not want to play that particular game mode again. But I would just highly recommend that you, if you do that, just play around with it. Go back in, choose some different gifts, see which ones do what. You know what I mean? See which ones do what. See how far you can go. See if you can, you know, defeat the hardest difficulty that's presented to you based off your power level. See if you can go into ones that are above your power level to see how difficult it is. Because trust me, when you go to things that are above your power level and you complete them when they're above your power level, it actually gives you more XP. And there we have it. The boss stage is complete. I was really excited, like, that I was able to complete all the phases, all the stages at higher difficulty levels that was above my level, you know, above my power level. Leveling up, I mean, and being able to upgrade things, whatnot. But leveling up was awesome. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you got to get your own personal level up for your heroes, and then you got a team leveling as well. So the gifts, whenever you get the gifts, you got a choice to, you know, spend a little few extra resources to get like the most out of these gift boxes, or I call them resources, what they are. Resources, I mean, these resource boxes, the reward boxes, or, you know, you can just get the free version or whatnot, and not spend any extra resources. But I always suggest, hey, spend a little extra resources, a few extra coins, whatever, to get the most you can out of these. You can see I leveled up from like 30 something to 40, I believe. I don't know if it's 37 or 40 or something like that. I forgot what it said, but as you can see, leveled up pretty good in that run. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of there. That was fun. That was challenging. So this is just something I want to show you guys for those who want to see different game modes, different game types. Like I told you in the last video that I would do this. So, you know, here this video is. Also, you got talent trees pretty much from the Paraverse brought to you by Xur, and you go into here and you're able to like unlock different nodes, and different nodes give you buffs, permanent buffs pretty much, to your hero whenever you go back into these challenges. So keep an eye out on those, see how many coins it costs, many tokens it might cost, whatever, to unlock certain nodes. Figure out how kind of build you're going for, what you're trying to do, what you want to do, and then you can move from there as well to like how you want to build your particular hero for these challenges. I think this is going to be pretty awesome to look into when it goes globally, something to really dive into deeply, and we'll be able to explore it together. If you've enjoyed this, if you've been here this far, you've enjoyed this so far, yo, do me a huge favor, smack that like for me, help me out with the algorithm. We've been killing it here so far, and I really appreciate everybody who's come through and viewed me, who's come through and smacked the like, who's come through and dropped the comment, who's come through and hit the sub for me. Like, you guys are awesome. You're the real MVPs, and I can't wait for this to go globally on the 28th. So be sure you are there, okay? Be sure. I'm off on the 27th and the 28th, so you know if this bad boy drops out around midnight, hey, I'll be live streaming it as well. So yo, stay tuned. We got more coming, got more in the works. Also, I got another video about on a campaign dealing with Tan 2, another hero. So next video, I'll be introducing you guys to Tan 2 and his storyline quest as well, and hopefully you enjoy that too. So if you do, smack the like, the sub. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.